Good evening, race fans. Welcome into race 4 of 13 here this evening for the Affinity Racing Series as we head to the first pure short track on the schedule here at the Richmond Raceway. 160 laps here tonight, estimated fuel run of 70 to 75, 2 laps of qualifying to set in the grid, 3 green-white checkers if need be, 0 fast repairs, and 4 sets of tires if needed. For these drivers here tonight, we'll see how the strategy plays out with those tires. As always, here with my co-commentator in the booth, Art. I believe he's getting a drink for tonight, but qualifying is underway, so let's go ahead and get you right into the on-track action. See who puts it on top of the timing charts here tonight. Currently, it is Jarrett Talmadge on top of the board. Brandon French currently in the 22nd position. Cabe McClenny almost won in his debut from the Next Up series. Sets off on his laps. It is tight at the top. Only 0.02 of a second separating Jarrett Talmadge and Brandon Bowers. The 5 looking a little loose off of turn number 4, but nonetheless. The 5 machine, did it not register a lap for him? I believe that it did, unless that was the outlap, but see if this is his first time lap or not. The 05 machine. Currently 26 drivers electing to qualify, so a very full field. On his second lap, Cabe McClenny did not register a time there either. Not sure what's happened there. It looked like a good lap. The other person out on track is Thomas Green. No one else electing to come out and qualify. 13 machine into P7. Just under a minute left, so I don't believe anybody else will have time to get a lap in tonight. Pretty tight. Just over a 1/10 of a second separating your top 10. See how tonight goes.
I just want to name the Cape McCleany.
You said what now?
Cape McCleany is not allowed to qualify, so he was just running.
Oh, right. That's right. That's the one rule I keep forgetting. Yeah, next up drivers have to start at the back. Top 5 from last week's race are eligible to join the next-gen races, but cannot set a competitive lap time. They get an EOL to start, but the extra practice laps don't hurt anybody. I think he's the only next-gen driver to make it in tonight.
I believe.
Or next up, yeah, next up.
I think McElroy will be showing up about 30 to 40 laps late.
I saw that, yeah.
And then Randy Arms is going to win this race.
Oh, we'll see about that.
I don't jinx people.
Yeah, right. Let's go ahead and picture this. There's Jonathan Dolly. He gives us his camera tonight. Andrew Tennell does as well. And then we'll add Devin Galvin's right now. He just sent us the link, and there is Devin Galvin popping up, hopefully, if his camera got working. He said he was having some issues. And there it is. So the TGR guy is going to go picture-in-picture for us tonight. So appreciate them. But I think, did I hear Art get back in here? Thought I heard him put the headset on. Nope, there it is.
Yes. Putting my glasses, getting ready, trying to be somewhat professional.
There you go. Professional would be on time, but you know what? It's fine. We got 33 drivers here tonight. Jonathan Schwartz also made it, so I believe this is his debut from the Next Up series. So 33 drivers, true short track. Who have we got winning tonight?
I'm going to go Talmadge, pole sitter. Easy.
He's got 3 top 10s and 3 starts, his second pole of the season, looking to break through. That's not a bad pick at all. Give me from the 4th position, Drew Giroir. He was off of suspension last week, but didn't make it in, so this is his first race back, and he's got to get on the win column if he wants a shot at a championship. And I think he'll do it here tonight. Nick Miller, your 2-time winner this season. He's going to be hungry for revenge. Remember last week he had a late race incident with Chris Pinder, who elected not to qualify here this evening. That kind of flipped that race up on its head. That allowed Zach Amon to get the win. Probably stole one from Brandon Bowers. It is a full field. William Bowman, maybe not. Daniel Pendergrass is starting from pit lane, and don't see Bowman, and we know McElroy will be joining us a little bit later on to log some laps. So, looks like we'll have...
Bowman, I was going to say, Bowman disconnected due to upload packet loss. He has reconnected. We'll be starting from the pits.
So, looks like we'll have 32, and then hopefully 33 a little bit into the race here. So, love to see it. Lights out on the pace car, only 1 lap. Oh, juked me out there. Never mind, we'll do 2. We'll do 2 pace laps. Big shout out to Randy Arms for sponsoring tonight's race. The Octane Race Products 160. Check them out. I feel like the second grid lap, pace lap, whatever you want to call it, just adds to the tension so much more.
It really makes it very scary.
You just think about it, you know. They're all out there. They see who's in front of them, what they're going to do, how aggressive they want to be. Bowman did make it back to pit lane, so 32 cars. They'll be
I'm just thinking, how many people are going to lose it on lap 1?
Can get pretty dicey, especially out of turn number 4, but we are green. Talmadge did not get through the gears well, and Brandon Bowers is going to lead into turn number 1.
Instantly 3 wide there with Nick Miller falling back.
And Miller was all over the back of the 91. There's a lot of squirming mid-pack, but they all make it through for now. Talmadge drives it in deep into turn number 4. Contact on the first lap of the race. And he will lead lap 1, 3 wide at Richmond on lap number 2. As we have cars leaving the pits, this is great stuff here. Miller trying to get in the mix. Talmadge will lead off at turn number 2. Drew trying to slide home in second.
That was an insane send there from Drew.
And he'll take that second spot away. Bowers down to P3. Drew up 2 spots. It's hard to pass here at Richmond, so these restarts going to be the best opportunity to do so. You love that clean air. Now, really, the biggest mover, we have a couple guys up 2 spots, but that is it. A lot of single file. It's going to be hard to generate that momentum, so the long run speed going to be important. We saw it in the LSRL race last week. A beautiful looking 8 machine for Randy Arms. Said it was going to be hard to pass, but what can Drew do here for the lead?
I mean, they're going to have lap traffic literally right in front of them.
That's William Bowman. New leader, though. Drew does lead at the line for his first lap led of tonight. He'll drive it in deep into turn number 1. Looks like he gets early on the throttle, and he'll take that spot away. But runs right into the back of William Bowman, who had to start from the pits. And he'll stay well clear of the leaders. Very respectful.
Caution is out.
Looks like Andrew Tenold Racing side by side with Kevin Boley. Oh, and Boley gets loose off of turn 2, and I think Tenold will escape disaster. Good news there for William Bum, but let's take another look at this. I think Boley just gets a little loose. We saw that a lot last Tuesday off the corners. Good side-by-side, no contact made on the entry. Oh, and that's really tight. I think Boley just barely comes around. Well done from everyone else to stay out of the way, though. So Tenold should be okay, just unfortunate early on. And you
love tap to the outside wall, but yeah.
That is an Innocent Lives Foundation 8 machine for Randy Arms. The great cause we're sponsoring and donating to this season. Got the donation link pinned in chat. I think we've already pretty much halfway to our goal. So love to see that. But Drew, aggressive, up 3 spots. He's your biggest mover, and he's in the lead. Actually, excuse me, Travis DeLeon, big mover in that wreck, is up 6 positions. Able to avoid all the chaos around him. But Bowman will be back on the lead lap here. There he is. Chris Pinder, good. And yeah, McQuiggan spent a lot of time on pit road, but it looks like Daniel Pendergrass had some lengthy repairs. Don't know if he hit anything, but he is the only car 1 lap down in the 16 machine. But just, yeah, obviously Tenold. Tenold's going to stay out on the racetrack, so he thinks the car is fine. Pinder came in, McQuiggan came in, William Bowman, Shorts, and Pendergrass all came in for various reasons. But it's a little bit different already than what we saw from the Xfinity cars. The top line not generating as much momentum as we would have thought as Drew made the pass for the lead on the low side of the racetrack. We'll see if that changes as we get into the long run or not, but right now, driving a little bit differently than what we would have thought.
And we'll see how the restart affects it. We were able to see Drew jump up a couple spots. Nick Miller had a fight to get back to P4 there. See now with everything, you know, they all got one attempt. How it goes from here on out.
Absolutely.
I don't like that I refreshed the trading paints and Drew now has the number 3 for me.
Oh dear. Yeah, I changed my password. I was told Trading Paints was somewhat okay to use, so we still got the custom paints on tonight. We'll see if I lose all, you know. We'll just see how it goes. A little sketchy, potentially, but looks better when we got Trading Paints on.
Everyone else is the right car, but Drew's just in a number 3. Man's rep at Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon not making the playoffs this season. Bit of a disappointing year for him. We'll see all 33 cars except Michael McElroy, who's joining us in progress a little bit later, but all 32 still on the racetrack. Pendergrass, the only car a lap down, so he's hoping for another quick yellow. And the top 27 have all stayed out on the racetrack. Everyone behind them have come in. We enter the Geico restart zone. Big check up on the inside line, and Drew is gone. Almost 3 car lengths by the time he gets into turn number 1. Side by side for second on back. We'll see who comes out on top here out of turn number 2. Got to keep it all 4 wheels underneath you.
Loose. They're trying to push 19 in the outside wall.
That's Nick Miller that keeps it somewhat straight, but yellow is already out. Trouble for Nick Miller in back-to-back weeks. Let's take a look at what happened here. Looks like Zach Almond involved and no one else, so he might escape big trouble there. Oh, and there's Tenold sideways trying to avoid it late. So good news for Daniel Pendergrass, not for Nick Miller. Let's take a look here. This was the battle for second, third, and so on and so forth. Lose. 54 just not able to check up in time. Everyone else avoiding disaster. Tanold gets a little bit on that apron, but he will be A-okay. Daniel Pendergrass, so long as he didn't even get no contact, he will be the lucky dog, and he should be just fine. Yep, yellow is out, and he'll back it down sensibly. And Pendergrass will be your lucky dog.
Nick Miller's going to have to do it the hard way now. Going to have to come in, face that damage, going to have to come through the field.
I think he might have got a little bit worse than Tenold. There still shouldn't be a whole lot of damage, though, to that 19 machine. He's already got 2 wins to fall back on as well. Pendergrass a little bit held up there, trying to get his lucky dog. That's his teammate he's trying to get by. And he'll eventually be let through. Like we saw last week, Cabe McClenny in the 05 machine. 1 start, 1 top 5. That was a second place. Almost had the win. Doing it slowly, coming up through the field. He's up 5 positions to the 22nd position. Yeah, all 32 cars on the lead lap now. Love to see it. Michael McElroy, our league owner, he's still at work. He's 10 laps down. Now make it 13. He'll hope to pick up some spots maybe, have some fun a little bit later on. But right now, trying to collect a paycheck to fund this especially. Is that lights out on the pace car? It is not. Interesting. Biggest mover so far continues to be Travis DeLeon in the 26th position. He is up 6 spots. .160 laps, and it's really with the 2 early cautions and that fuel run, they're almost going to be able to split this into a 1-stop race. They have 3 sets of tires in the pits, so we'll see if that holds up the length of the fuel run. I'll be very interested to see how the strategy plays out for this race, if we can get some long runs going.
I'll just be very interested if we can get some long runs going.
Yeah, long run first strategy then will come into play. We got to get there first.
It is a short track.
And it's racing like one right now. A lot of side-by-side.
There's not a lot of room for error here.
There's not. Because that first wreck, Kevin Boley, he had it pretty much well saved, but Andrew Tenold was right there, and around he went, and Amon just didn't have enough time to avoid. Car getting loose ahead of him. Looks like we still got cars trying to catch up. Drew Joie enters the Geico restarts, and we are back to green flag racing, lap 17. Did not get as good a jump last time, but he's still clear. A lot of 2x2. Let's see if everyone can hold their nerve off of turn number 2 as we go further back. It looks like they're going to be able to do so. Big block there from Dolly. On Cabe McClenny, who's cracked the top 20. Looks like Brandon French was a little loose down the front straightaway.
Another possible problem about getting a green flag run is we have, maybe to his detriment, one of the most aggressive drivers in the field, and Nick Miller having to make his way through it, as he's 3 wide currently.
He's got Scarbo on his outside, Andrew Tenold directly ahead of him, as well as Brandon French, and it has been very hard to pass. French almost coming down on the 19, who has the correct number this week. He's already up to 24th, make that 23rd if he can make this move stick. Looks like he's got the grip, and he'll slide up.
He'll get contact with Tenold. Ooh.
He is charging up through this field.
Like I said, it might be to his detriment. He could put himself in very awkward situations. not everyone's necessarily a fan of how aggressive he is. I mean, this week the week we have the graphic between him and Pinder?
It absolutely is. And we'll go ahead and show you that as Drew has now opened up a 7/10 of a second lead over Brandon Bowers. There's a lot of...
Didn't they want that at, like... Oh, wait, no. It's fine.
There was a lot of discussion. There was a lot of discussion last week over the kind of the etiquette of lap cars and should Nick Miller have been that aggressive. It was deemed a racing incident. But the poll this week will be who finishes higher, Chris Pinder or Nick Miller, at the end of 160 laps here this evening. Who has a better finishing position? And right now, they're pretty close to each other on the racetrack. Pinder did come in and pit, though, so he's back down in 29th, battling away with some of his teammates. Nick Miller still outside the top 20. Heavy traffic ahead of him. Trying to go inside of Jonathan Dolly. Let's take you side by side. I'll show you what the driver of the 74, how he's trying to handle his race car. It's pretty steady on the wheel, all things considered. Miller way up the racetrack. He's under pressure from Zach Amon. Got the little head tilt along with the turning left. If you lean while you turn, it does make the car turn a little bit better. 3 wide just ahead of him. Let's show you the cockpit camera. As Jacob Blakely's way up the hill. Ryan Tiller right there in the mix. Nick Miller has now cracked the top 20. But it's all happening just inside of it. This midfield battle so tough. Tiller very loose on the exit of 4 and down the front straightaway. See that? Oh, and on board with him. Very loose. He had to lift because Tiller was on his outside. He hangs on to it. A little bit of frustration there, but he does have a car in one piece to still fight with. Out front, Drew continues to build his advantage. It's now 9/10 of a second, now a second over Bowers. Battle here just inside the top 10. Hunter Rupp trying to get around Dylan Failvich. A little bit of contact there. Justin Johnson, Cabe McClenny, and Sam Demien.
Cabe McClenny up 14, by the way.
And he might be the quickest car on the racetrack.
That man does not want to spend that much time in the Next Up series.
He says it is one and done. But that 05 machine put on a heck of a display last week and carrying on this week. There's Kevin Boley and Jonathan Dolly. This is very tight. This is for the last spot in the top 25.
Ooh, a 21 machine into the outside wall. Not sure what that was about. Looks like he just gets loose.
He's battling away with Jonathan Schwartz. They're very familiar with each other. Schwartz will take that spot away. Look at Cabe McClenny now into 9th. He's up 18 positions. He's picking him up and putting him down almost 1 per lap. Now he's got to chase after Kyle Ritchie. A bit of a gap. But he has been on it. Speaking of McQuiggan, he came in and pitted under our most recent caution, so he's kind of doing the same thing that Nick Miller's trying to do. And fight his way up through the field. He can definitely make this a one-stop race because...
Ooh, caution's out.
Yellow is out. That's the 21 machine. And the 5 of Casey Brown. Nick Miller might have been involved.
Nick Miller was definitely involved.
Oh, and he drives through the 21 on first look there. Trying to get back inside the top 15.
I think this is a big part of people not really wanting to just let Nick Miller do what he wants. Miller had his nose on the left rear. Damian just closes the door, and Nick Miller forces it back open.
Yeah, that's two different styles of racing there. The 21 doesn't think he's going to get dived there. He is ahead going into the corner, but look how much later on the brakes the 19 is. He's there, contact is made, and he goes below the apron, and then he comes back up and gets the 21 in the left rear. He's going to say, I was there. The 21's going to say, you dove it from 2 car lengths back on the entry. Nevertheless,
I think this just became a lot longer race for the 19 machine.
He's not doing himself any favors, that's for sure. Brandon Bauer's going to stay out on the racetrack. He'll collect a bonus point. Magnus Anderson stayed out, as did Andrew Tennell. Track position might not be the worst thing in the world, because we're only 35 laps into a run, so only halfway through a fuel run. We might as well try something a little bit different early on and see if the tires will hold up, especially if you can get some clean air.
I feel like we should be slightly madder than a YJ Medium Motorsports car got wrecked or turned.
But let's go talk to Andrew Tennell in the 45. Let's see what the game plan is here. Here with the TGR boys and Andrew Tennell. Is this a dedicated call to stay out for some track position? What's the game plan here early on?
Trying to get some track position, and I'm pretty nervous about being back there, but now that I'm up here, I feel like I kind of bit off a little too much to chew.
It looks like it's kind of hard to pass, and there was a lot of beating and banging going back on in that midfield, so it might not be the worst idea if you can get some clean air on the car, but what are your thoughts inside the car?
It's very loose. I didn't do a whole lot of practice this week. I was too busy playing GTA.
Yeah, after the 5 or so team practices I tried to get you in.
Oof.
Yeah, making those millions, man. Come on. But no, the car is extremely loose, and I know tires are going to be like a big thing here. But we only have 3 sets on the walls, or on the wall, so I want to make this set last a little bit longer, and then next yellow I'll probably go down and pit.
Absolutely. Well, first things first, got to hang on to during this restart. Some aggressive drivers behind you, and you're sure to get some airtime here. Good luck out there.
Thank you.
Whether it's the airtime he wants or not, we'll see, because Drew Joie, the race leader, is now cycled down to 5th. We'll see how aggressive he gets on the restart. Bowers has speed, so we'll see if he can make do. Magnus was right around that 10th to 15th battle, and Tennell was right in that mid-pack, so we'll see what the track position will do for them. If they get a caution here in about 20 laps, it'll work out for them. But was Nick,
I think we're just in for some chaos.
Was Nick Miller ruled at fault for that? Because he's currently 18th.
I don't think there's been any actual at fault. I think there's just been a mixture of strategies.
Interesting.
I don't think we have in-race at faults.
I'm thinking of multiple different leagues at this point.
We have.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The rule books all blend together, but Brandon Bowers will be the leader here on the restart. One thing for sure, Michael McElroy will have a look at it from all the angles after the race. That's for sure. Pace car is off. Brandon Bowers enters the Geico restart zone. Hold on to your hats. This should be an exciting one. Loose on the restart. He'll get clear, though. This is what we're going to be watching, though.
We're already 3 wide.
Yeah, Drew's not going to waste any time on those new tires. And it's going to bunch up quickly. Magnus Anderson trying to stay out of the way as best he can. McQuiggan into the wall. He pitted on lap 12. So he's kind of in the middle of all of this. We're going to stick right with this. There's 2 cars on old tires side by side. Magnus Anderson, Andrew Tennell holding up the entire rest of the field. And Tennell slides up the racetrack, and it looks like they're on a restart. Randy Arms says thank you very much. I'm trying to get through.
27 machine back there is very loose. Thomas Miller trying to make it 3, trying to force Tennell up a groove.
Talmadge trying to make a 4th lane, it almost looked like. And how long do they survive this? Drew into the lead. And we're going right back to this. Sartaj man 3 wide. I'll give Tenold his due. He's hanging on to the race car. Oh, maybe not. Oh, ultimate jinx. Left front into the inside wall. Oh, and that might be a toe link.
And he's on track, and they can't get around him. The 74, the 95.
Oh, he's going to have to put it in the wall. We stay green. Let's take another look at what happened there. I think Sartaj man got hit down into him. And that was the risk he stayed of staying out. Talmadge on the outside. And yeah, it looks like a little bit of a bobble there from the 91 off the wall down into the 27. Nothing that Tenold or Sartaj man could have done.
Tenold is still chugging along.
And he is the last car on the lead lap. He'll try and regroup. But heavy damage to the left side of that 45. The 05 hard into the wall of Cabe McClenny. Oh, Chris Pinder also around. James Jimmy Fillers on the front stretch. Yellow's out. And there's a lot to go back and look at here. So we'll first look what happened to the 05. Don't see any big damage there. But we will back this up. Oh, and there it is. And when Zach Amon is loose, oh, that is killer damage to the right front. That's 2 times Zach Amon has been involved in a backstretch incident. Not saying the first one was his fault, as Nick Miller was loose in front of him, but this one definitely on the 54, very loose into the right rear and right front hard into the wall. But what the heck happened here to Fillers? Is Magnus Anderson, ooh, Kyle Ritchie. He sends it in there, gets a great run through the middle of the corner. Fillers is a bit boxed in by the 7 of Magnus. Little contact there. Oh, but he loses it. Like in the middle of the corner. Or the front straightaway. That's not even a corner. We heard these drivers say it's very loose, but that was minimal contact right there. Doesn't even get him sideways, but when he throttles up, he just loses it. Into the 76. Nobody hits anything, though. My goodness. It is certified short track racing here tonight. Samuel Demien is your lucky dog.
We really took, I said earlier, the mistakes. You cannot, have a lot of them. You do not have a lot of room. And now all we're getting is loose race cars.
Yeah, at an intermediate track, you got at least a lane, but not here at Richmond. All things considered, though, I mean, it's nothing malicious. These cars are getting loose, and they're just kind of half spinning, doing a little half spin. The damage hasn't been that bad. I think Cabe McClenny, unfortunately, gets the worst of it with that right front. We'll see if the toe link is even viable. But he got the worst of it so far because he was genuinely hooked down the back straightaway. But even when Nick Miller got into Demien, there wasn't a lot there. When Andrew Tenold, Tenold has a lot, but still he's on the lead lap. He's still chugging along. But Kyle Ritchie or Fillers, not a whole lot. So this has just been kind of like half spins getting into each other, and they spin down kind of out of the way. So we shall see. Race of attrition. Jonathan Schwartz is up 16 positions. He's now sitting 13th. 12th, maybe? Let's reset the running order here. This has been a crazy, crazy first handful of laps. The lights are off on the pace car. Brandon Bowers still hanging on to that second position. But it's him and Magnus Anderson trying to hold off the horde with everyone else on fresh tires. 29 cars on the lead lap. Casey Brown and Brandon French are both 1 down, and Daniel Pendergrass is 2 down. With the way the race is going, you would expect them to get back on the lead lap here relatively soon. Drew chooses the outside. He is all the way up against the wall. He enters the Geico restart zone, and he is gone.
Ooh, the 13 loose in the back. We're going to have checkups.
It was a very unconventional restart for Drew, but it worked. As they all work their way off the turn number 2. A lot of 3 wide. Further back, Kyle Ritchie was one of them. And he hangs on to it. And he is way up the racetrack trying to get a run. Filler's blocking a little bit, maybe not happy about it. I don't necessarily think it was the 76's fault at that first glance. They're both outside the top 20 trying to fight their way back into this. Bauer still holding on strong in second. Drew has set the fastest lap of anybody, 22.3. Sartaj Mann now. He's got 34 lap pressure tires, and he's putting them to use. Randy Arms the next to follow through. And just like in real life, Richmond has all of a sudden turned into a tire race, at least for Brandon Bowers. We'll see if he can pull something out of the bag late. Right now, he'll start to be going towards the back a little bit. Looks like that is Alex Chira getting loose. That allows Blakely to go by into 16th.
Yeah, either we see a driver find the long run speed to catch Drew, or they're going to have to figure out restarts, because so far he has been untouched.
Yeah, it's all Drew Joie. First couple of laps were led by Jarrett Talmadge. Your pole sitter, he's still 5th right now. This is his second pole of the season. Doesn't necessarily seem to have the long run speed just yet, but he is solidly inside the top 5, and he's got 3 top 10s already this season, so very consistent season so far for the 91 machine. And he's trying to get by Bowers. Fillers gets by Kevin Boley. He's up into the top 20. Cade McClenny trying to go through the field again to the inside of Kevin Boley as well. Heavy right front damage, though, to that 05. But he will get the move done there. That's William Bowman. He backed up the corner a lot there, sent Pinder to the high side. And there's just a lot going on here. Dylan Failvich. Nick Miller back up into 7th. So he is on the charge.
He might have been one of the few that could challenge Drew, but...
Ahead of him is Joshua McQuiggan, your biggest mover. He's up 22 positions. Trying to get around Bowers, who's doing must be said, a nice job on older tires. But the longer the run continues to go, the further and further he'll just fade back. But he does have an extra set of tires, so we'll see if it ends up helping him late. On the screen, trying to make a move on Failvich, way up the racetrack, and he'll take the position one way or another.
I don't think Failvich is going to let that slide.
No, Failvich got a great run. To say, that's one way to take the position. Just force him up the racetrack and go on your way. But, oh!
13 loose!
Failvich is probably has a little smile. So he looks out the rearview mirror, says, I'll keep the position any way I choose.
Gonna hit him with the karma. It's the 29 and 19 looking to get it around under Brandon Bowers.
Under, around, through, however they see fit. 29 is clear. Bowers, a little bit of contact there with the wall. Miller, that got very close. Don't believe contact was made. show you quickly the tire strategy that these guys are on. 34, 34, 34, all the way to the top 5. And then McQuiggan on lap 12. Bowers has it pitted and Dylan Filbich lap 34. So that's why McQuiggan was able to get around Bowers, but why Miller was able to get around him so quickly. The gap is 4 seconds from Nick Miller to Drew, side by side again. Bowers trying to maintain with the run off the high side, but it just doesn't have the grip to fight back. And he's just kind of slowly getting railroaded like it would be Martinsville or something. Stuck on that outside. A little bit further back, Pinder and Boley. A lot of the CMS guys right around here fighting each other. Longest run of the night so far.
Ooh, the 21 into the outside of wall.
And it's still looking harder to pass even as we get later into a run. Brandon Bowers way up the racetrack. Thomas Green is through. Hunter Rupp is through. Now Schwartz. And Zach Amman trying to go 3 wide and get around him as well. So short-term gain for the 11. Long-term loss. Yes, I ripped that from cars. That's what's happening right now. Justin Johnson would be next up. That'd put him back into 13th. For Brandon Bowers. Fillers and Dolly going at it. This is for 18th position. Fillers trying to make his way back up into the field after he got tagged by the 76. And then ultimately spun a little bit later on the front stretch. They're right next to each other, but doesn't appear to be any bad blood. Just as I say that, the 76 is in the wall. Jacob Blakely's loose a little bit further back. He'll hang on to that race car. And now he's outside the top 25.
So is Brandon Bauer, like, he wants to stop, like, pit, get new tires, then have, like, a late race caution to where he's possibly the only guy with tires left? How many laps do we need to, like, to have to go for him to be able to use those tires?
So you'll get to lap 80 to make it a one-stop, right? Well, really, because no, it's 75, so if we went the rest of the way, he'd have to get to about 85, 90 to feel really good about it. So he has to, at minimum, go there. We'll see if the fuel holds up. And then
I'm talking, like, yeah, that late race caution.
He would need... Because then these guys are going to pit around lap 100. That would be their second set. And they still have a set left, though. That's the issue, because there's 3 sets in the pits. So right now, it's very hard to see this working out for Bowers.
Yeah, the only one who's not going to have a set for a late race caution would be Nick Miller.
That's if he took tires, though. He's been in the pits twice. I don't think he took tires both times. I don't believe that he did. I think it was just on the lap 34. Right now, he's in 5th. He is still right at 4 seconds. He's stopped the bleeding, but he's running exactly the same lap times as our leader. We got a battle for 2nd about to be on our hands here. Randy Arms.
How much is going to be in this, too?
All over the back bumper of that 27 machine. Oh, a little loose there for Sartaj. Randy senses an opportunity, going to pull down to the inside. This is great stuff here for 2nd. Talmadge waiting for something to happen, trying to find a way through. All this is going on. Cade McClenny trying to fight his way back into the top 20 with a damaged race car. Dolly proving he's being very hard to pass. He's being very aggressive on his defense, pinching those cars on the bottom, not allowing them to get a run off the corner. Another TGR guy, Devin Galvin, he's under pressure for Magnus Anderson, who is also staying out on old tires. He has not pitted yet either. Daniel Pendergrass, he's stuck down to the inside, and he'll tow off the racetrack. Looks like this might have been planned. Not liking how his car was driving. All this battling second, third, and fourth, that's going to bring Nick Miller right into play here. He's only a second off this battle. And over the last couple of laps, he's gained a couple of tenths on Drew Jawatz, down from 4 to 3.5 seconds. And he is a tenth quicker that last lap. He's the quickest car on the racetrack right now. But how do you get around 3 cars in front of you that are so equally paced? Brandon French gets out of the way. Randy again going to try the bottom. Talmadge going to try around the outside. Try and do a diamond to the corner. He gets a good run. He's doing the diamond. But this is bringing Nick Miller into play. McQuiggan's 2 seconds back of that, and he's in clean air. And then behind that, a fierce battle for the last couple spots in the top 10. Very fierce as we're on board with Schwartz. A little bit of contact there with Failvich. Gabe McClenny was side-by-side with Jonathan Dolly. Now he's down to 24th, so something might have happened there. TTSL cars, Dylan Failvich, Kyle Ritchie, Alex Chira. Failvich was in that battle we just discussed. He is 8th place outside of Schwartz. Trying to make the move stick. Kyle Ritchie was involved in an early incident, but he's making his way back up through the field slowly. Alex Chira has had a clean race. He is kind of in no man's land right now at 15th, up from where he started in the 18th position.
Is there a reason you've changed the pronunciation of his last name?
I heard someone else talk. Yeah, I heard someone else talking about it when they gave him a shout out and they said Chira.
We'll need confirmation because you've been calling him Chira the entire time we've known him.
But how about this though? Jarrett Talmadge gets around both Sartaj Man and Randy Arms. Let's take a look at how he did it. '27 pretty loose off the corner. Then how does the 91 get around so quickly? He might be one to challenge, as Nick Miller's right there as well. Looks like Randy was a bit loose. Gets a great run off of turn number 4, and to the inside, just does the exact same thing Randy did to Sartaj Man. And now he's pulling away. He's 7/10. Nick Miller gets around Sartaj Man. The gap is kind of stabilized, 3.5 seconds still back to Drew, so they've kind of evened out. Drew's still very much in control of this race. Although Talmadge Hat was 2/10 quicker on the last lap, so hang on a minute. '95 and 21 going at it. 21 sails through. Miller trying to take away that 3rd spot and get himself on the podium. What would be the 3rd week out of 4 races.
I was waiting for you to say in a row and to be like, you've literally just said earlier he had problems last week.
Not 3rd week in a row, just 3 weeks overall. Yeah.
3 weeks overall.
He's looking good for one right now, despite his early incident. Yeah, a couple guys, they really just scraping the turn 2 exit, I feel like. A lot of guys with a little bit of damage. There's Scarbo and Casey Brown.
Magnus Anderson a lap down. I believe he came in for his...
Oh, Dolly gets a tag there from Casey Brown. He sent it in pretty deep. And he'll kind of back off for a second.
Ooh, the 59 machine got real tight on entry. Had to, send it up the track there.
And there's just a lot going on. Casey Brown is a lap down. He was involved in that incident.
When does Bowers need a pit?
Right now, I'd say he's fallen all the way back to...
Wait, has he not pitted? He's a lap
He
down.
has pitted, lap 81.
I was going to say.
So he just pitted 5 laps ago, so I don't even know if he can make it all the way from here, unfortunately. Because what he could have done was that, right? Not pit again, but he didn't make it there.
Drew is Drew saving?
His Talmadge is on a tear right now.
Drew lost a second.
Yep, is now down to a second. Jarrett Talmadge can see the leader just in front of him. He's staying in that 4th gear. A lot of battles still going on in this racetrack. There's Alex Chira, Justin Johnson, and James Jimmy Fillers. Jonathan Dolly's on pit road. Chris Pinder, Devin Galvin. Joshua McQuiggan is on pit road. This is one of the first cars inside the top 10 to pit. Talmadge continuing to close in. It's 2/10 quicker last lap. Kevin Boley is in. Scrapes the wall there a little bit. And just look on corner entry, the speed that the 91 is able to carry, even on the exit, is able to close in. So battle for the lead. It's been all Drew Joie.
Another thing, something that's going to come into play here, Magnus Anderson on new tires. He's going to be a lap down car. We might see lap down cars really affecting this race.
He's going to definitely want to unlap himself. Jarrett Talmadge is right there. The 7 trying to unlap himself. And this could get a little dicey. Talmadge down to the inside. Magnus Anderson's going to have to wait. And the 91 just has far more speed. Magnus was trying to make that 3 wide move work. Did not get enough exit speed. But this is going to bring Nick Miller into play. Let's see what kind of speed this 91 has. As Magnus will go through.
Magnus, yeah.
So that's actually good for the 91. He doesn't have to worry about it anymore. And we'll see if he can pull away. Nick Miller only 2.2 seconds behind now. It was the 10th quicker last lap. Justin Johnson is in from 13th. And already he's pulled out 4 car links on that 4 machine. Could Jarrett Talmadge be going to victory lane for the first time this season? We're past halfway, almost 60 to go, so only one more stop needed for everybody. Chris Pinder on pit road.
Am I an anti-jinx?
Randy Arms on pit road. He's pitting from the 4th position.
I only pick winners?
This is his final stop of the night. It's got to be a good one. There goes, I believe that is Michael McElroy getting onto the track 94 laps down. 97 laps down, excuse me. He's not going to improve on that 15th place finish, though.
I mean, he only needs...
He's not going to pass a single car tonight, actually. He is locked in to that 33rd place.
We just need 30 cautions and rod car rules.
Mm-hmm. Good stop there for Randy. No penalties, and he is out and away. He was the first of our top 5 to pit. We'll see where he comes into this battle. If he can exit in clean air, he might be okay. He stays ahead of McQuiggan. That could be big. He'll cycle out to 19th. Ryan Tiller is in the 23 machine, but now that Talmadge just has some clean air, he's completely pulled away from Drew. He's going to come into the pits. He's incredibly loose. Trying to make up some time. He'll try the undercut on that 91. Nick Miller has not gained any time since Talmadge got clear. It stays at 2.2 seconds. We'll see what Drew can do. He's not out of this. We know he had speed in the first half of the race. 60 to go next time by.
Jonathan Dolly moving Sartaj Man out the way. Lap down car forcing his way around to get it lap back. Not necessarily the best look there. Bauer's about to do the same.
Sartaj, man, he pitted on lap 34, so these lap cars are running their own race, so I understand it. His tires are much older.
Nick Miller locks it up getting in, but he's in.
Oh, was that? I think that was Jacob Blakely. He was very loose out of turn number 4. I heard a sliding and saw a little bit of smoke. Nick Miller in for his final stop of the night. There's not really been an instant response because Joshua McQuiggan kind of kicked it off lap 90. Lap 99 for Drew, Randy 96. So really the guys aren't following each other in. They're just kind of doing it when they feel comfortable to do so. Thomas Green is in. Look at that traffic. They're all trying to get their laps back because we have figured it out. Ooh, loose there for the 9. A little bit of a snap.
I'm kind of surprised that Talmadge is going this long. I figured he would know that, like, I mean, he does have the long run speed. He can save. Maybe he's just
look, he's running super high up out of the way of the lap cars. He's giving up time. Could give up track position. We'll see how it all shakes out. Thomas Green is out and away. Nick Miller comes out behind Drew Jawad by about a second and a half. 9/10 of a second behind McQuiggan. 2 seconds behind Randy Arms. Randy Arms could be on track here for a win. Brandon Bowers actually came out ahead of all of them. I don't think he has enough fuel to make it to the end, though. He put it on lap 81 with 75 laps. That's just going to be just short.
I just don't think I'm that confident in Talmadge's strategy right now. With how much traffic there is on track, like, you don't guarantee the ability to use that long run pace. Like, you're going to have to use your stuff up early trying to get around all the lap traffic.
Yeah, it would be about 50 to go by the time he gets back up to speed if he pits right now. And who knows how much time he's giving up. We can actually do that. 23:65. Oh, Zach Amon! He hangs on to it barely, so he's going to give up more time there trying to avoid the wrecked car. That was new tires for Amon. Cold tires. Everyone besides your top 3 has pitted. Filler's pitted on lap 46, so he can go the longest out of anybody. Last lap before he had to slow up for the wreck was a 23.6. Last lap for Drew, 22.7.
Ooh, here comes Talmadge.
9/10 of a second he's giving up.
He didn't look super aggressive on entry, but it looked very
There
smooth.
goes all of that traffic by him. Schwartz is on pit road. Fillers will stay out because he can go super long. You might as well, because he was stuck mid-pack otherwise. Never mind. He's going to pull the trigger as well.
We're going to see a battle here for the lead. Bowers, Randy Arms, Drew Jawal, all here together.
Randy's got fresher tires than Bauer, so he's going to have to get by as soon as possible if he wants any shot to win this race. Because Drew was one of the dominant cars of the first half of the race. You don't want him to get ahead of you and into clean air.
Talmadge just now coming on off of pit road.
And he gave up 8
That's half a
seconds.
Ooh, Bowers! Oh, he almost gets shipped by Randy.
He does get shipped.
Still...
3 wide.
And here comes Nick Miller around the high side.
Drew Jawad through to the lead. Look at this chaos. Bowers on old tires. Jonathan Dolly loose. Samuel Demien on fresh tires trying to get his lap back. Talmadge 6 seconds back. It's working out for him because they're all slowing each other up. He gained a second and a half his first lap back, but he's got a lot of work to do. Much fresher tires than everybody.
Brandon Bowers already falling back.
But how do you get through all of this? You're hoping it kind of works itself out by the time you get there, but that is a lot of cars they're not even all for position. You got to get through a lot of lap cars who are doing their own thing. They're not going to pull over and out of the way for you.
I mean, yeah, Nick Miller found that out the hard way last week.
Talmadge, 22.4. Drew's last lap was a 22.6. He'll catch Brandon Bowers, so I mean, he's got a 5th. Absolutely locked up. Bowers will just continue to fade. McQuiggan is the next oldest tires. You would imagine he gets them as well. So you think he gets up to 4th. And then it's Nick Miller, Randy Arms, and Drew Joie, who are not going to roll over for you.
If it wasn't for the lap cars, I'd say he easily has the race lead here. Like, getting back like towards the end of the race.
He's 3/10 quicker that lap. Let's go on board with him and just see what he's got to deal with right now. Jacob Blakely, Cave McClenny, Travis DeLeon. I think that's Jonathan Dawley up ahead. And they're all racing for position. I mean, Blakely will actually give it to him. That's respectful. But these guys are all racing for just inside the top 25. Dawley.
Caution is out.
And never mind. You got a gift right there. Sartaj Man, he is right back up there. This plays directly into Brandon Bowers' hands. This is exactly what he needed to have happen. Let's take a look here.
Ooh, these are teammates. The Fruit Stripe cars.
He just gets loose off the corner. Turn 2, Calamity Corner. It's been that way all afternoon, evening, however you want to classify it. But look at the send here. Big send. 33 being very tentative. 27 will come up. 33 comes down, not knowing that he might have been there. So now this plays into Talmadge's hands because he bunches up, right? This also plays into Brandon Bowers' hands because he's hoping that everyone pits and takes that last set. Because he's going to come down and pit here. He's got old tires. Ooh, but they don't. Only
Yeah, I don't
McQuiggan.
I don't think anyone was going to come down there and pit for tires.
So now it's McQuiggan and Bowers with fresh tires, but nobody, well, a couple people are. Yeah, if you're at the back here, you might as well, but this is going to shake things up again. Oh, boy.
I mean, that's gonna put Talmadge P4.
With the freshest tires by far. Really, he's got to get around Nick Miller. And that's a 7-lap difference. Randy Arms, 96. Drew Joie, 99. So he's got much fresher tires. That also brings, though, Jonathan Schwartz into play. He pitted on lap 108. Dylan Failvich, 104. Hunter Rupp, 105. So there's still a lot of guys back there on moderately fresher tires than your top 3. And McQuiggan and Bowers, now the freshest tires in the field, 16th and 17th. Everyone can make it on fuel. That's not the issue. But you're about to see some stuff here. My goodness.
Do we see like, I highly doubt this is going to be the last restart of the night.
No, definitely.
Now that we've bunched it all back up, there's, what, 40 laps to go?
Yeah.
Do we see drivers, like, they've seen Drew get this jump all night long. Someone's going to have to take that away from them. They cannot let Drew get out there and get a 1-second lead early on.
You can't let Drew get away. You also don't want Talmadge to get away because he's got fresh stuff. So I don't... Oh, man. It's going to be a tricky one.
It isn't going to be a spicy restart.
Things are heating up here with about 40 laps to go in the Octane Race Products 160. Lights are out on top of the pace car. So Drew should be able to get away quickly. He's been getting some pretty solid restarts. But it's after that that you really just don't know what's going to happen. Because Talmadge was the quickest car on the racetrack. But was Drew saving? Was that part of the plan? Where does he go from here? What does Randy do now that he's caught back up? I mean, he's got 3-lap older tires. What does Nick Miller do? He's got 2-lap older, newer tires than Drew. So this is really all about to just be completely chaotic.
I think we're in for the best restart of the night.
The most interesting one. Lights
have
are off.
Livin' La Vida Loca playing in my head.
There'll be 40 laps to go from the restart. Exactly. "20 cars on the lead laps. James Jimmy Filler's first car, 1 lap down. There's a lot of guys fighting for that lucky dog. 7 of them, I believe. Casey Brown, first car, 2 laps down. Kevin Boley, 3 laps down, so on and so forth. Through enters the Geico restart zone. Back to green flag. Randy spun the tires. Here comes Nick Miller into turn number 1, looking to the inside. Drew way up the racetrack, trying to get the run, but Nick Miller is clear.
Caution's out. Nick Miller's going to have the race lead.
That was not a great restart from the 4 machine. Looks like Scarbo.
Scarbo's backwards.
Oh, Dolly just comes way up the track. Not sure what that was about.
Looks like it just wouldn't turn in.
I mean, he just goes up a lane and a half and catches the left rear there. Not sure if he was trying to send it in to get past the 59, but it did not stop. So does Talmadge get 3rd here? I think he does, so that helps him out even more. Fillers should be your lucky dog. It should be noted that Michael McElroy came out on track to do 2 laps and then brought it down pit lane, so. Oh, Hunter Rupp. Might want to get out of the
wants
way.
to comment on my professionality about showing up late. I don't think McElroy spent yesterday in the hospital.
Glad you're okay, bud.
I'm not. Hey, they said that there was nothing life-threatening. They never said okay.
Well, you're all right. So you seem normal enough to do a broadcast with me, so you're all right. Yeah, all right. But while we reset the running order, let's get a quick word in from tonight's incredible partners of the Affinity Racing Series. Big shout out to Pinder Construction and Trinity PC coming on board this season. Nick Miller will be the leader here. Drew Jawadu is outside. Talmadge right behind him, so Talmadge has a good opportunity to get P2 here. Unless Miller takes the top. So that changes things a bit. And it definitely does. Randy might have a shot here.
Kind of surprised. I expected Miller to line up on the inside. Talmadge to go with him.
Just a quick note, though, we don't even... the graphic from last week is outdated. We have no longer raised $460. We have raised $580 for the Innocent Lives Foundation. So that is absolutely incredible.
You can always make it more.
You could.
Pinned comment in chat. Although I can't see it anymore.
Since it's still there.
And posted one more time.
We are back to green flag racing. Drew does not get going. That's devastating for Talmadge's chances. Miller is clear. Talmadge trying to hang on to third here. He's got the freshest tires. He can't afford to get bottled up for much longer. He needs this to go green, and I don't think that's going to happen. Chris Pinder.
13 machine. I don't know how we're still green. That 13 machine was
3 wide. Kyle Ritchie. They're 4 and 5 wide almost. Everybody's scrapping for positions. Talmadge does get to third. 3 wide mid-pack. They all hang on to it. Pinder involved. Justin Johnson, Kyle Ritchie. Pinder's coming down pit road. Looks like the left front toe link was broken. Talmadge loose through the middle of the front straightaway. Sartaj Mann was the quickest car on the racetrack. Don't look now. Here comes Brandon Bowers. He pitted under our most recent, well, 2 cautions to go now. And he is flying up through this field. Talmadge has got to get back going here. Oh, Nick Miller loose on the front straightaway. There he goes. He spins. Drew spins. Talmadge involved. Your top 3. Do we keep it green somehow? No, I did not see it pop up. Okay.
Oh, immediately.
I did not see it.
Oh my.
I was about to say, what in the world? Oh my goodness. What just happened? Nick Miller's now down to 20th. Holy cow.
This is a game changer.
And it was all on his own. It was completely all on his own. Just loose the entire way off the corner, right into Drew. And he's stuck down low. He misses most of the contact, but Drew... Watch what happens to Drew here. He's like, oh, I got free first place, but he snaps back up into the wall. He's loose, up, down, doesn't know where to go. Talmadge into the side, Randy into the wall. How about it, Sartaj Mann? He might be the... everyone's coming in. Except for who pitted on lap 116.
Oh, Bowers.
Another change to this race. No one else has tires except Brandon Bowers. And I believe McQuiggan. And actually 2 stops for Tyler. He's got tires. What an incredible race. Who wins the race off pit road? How much damage do these guys have to fix?
Randy Arms.
Talmadge is fixing damage. Yeah, Talmadge had to stay to fix a little bit of damage, so he gets beat by 2 drivers. So Randy,
Drew in all of this?
Drew's gonna have to fix damage because he got nailed in the side.
I think he's gonna be about the 5th, 6th car off pit road.
He starts 16th. Chira, I'll have to ask him. But he's coming in.
Wow.
This has completely changed this race. There's 8 cars on old tires that they have to get through. And it's going to be impossible to keep up with it because they're all going to be slipping and sliding and wrecking into each other. Oh, man.
I love the comments in chat. Was it a blue shell? Was it a banana peel? That man, he lost it all by himself.
Like Drew Jawad at Atlanta last season when he spun from the lead, Nick Miller just did the same thing. Oh, man.
I forgot about that Drew thing.
Holy cow, this race.
Hey, Drew's now got competition for the biggest fumble of a race.
Oh, man. So, Bowers, McQuiggan, Anderson, Devin Galvin, and Justin Johnson. That's 5 cars pitted on lap 116. Kyle Ritchie pitted on lap 104. James Jimmy Fillers pitted on lap 108. From 8th down to 21st, they put on lap 132. Jacob Blakely, 116. William Bowman, 116. Travis DeLeon, 106. Tony Scarbo, 122. Jonathan Dolly, 122. Chris Pinder, 128. Kevin Boley, 114. Brandon French, 119. Andrew Tenold, 106. Pendergrass out of the race, as is Michael McElroy. So I think we still have 31 cars on the track. It's gonna be so much to keep up with. McElroy, we need a raise again. Don't make it too difficult.
X-Scare will yell at us.
It's too much to keep up with. But let's ride off on top of the pace car, getting back to green flag racing with just 25 laps to go. And right now, if you're Randy Arms, Talmadge, Sartaj Man, Shorts, Failovich, Amon, Drew, Rupp, Tiller, Green, Demien, Chira, Miller, and Cabe McClenny, you said we gotta somehow find a way through. The chat's where the real fun is at. That's where you get we got 3 wide back here. Hello? Here we go. Brandon Bowers, Joshua McQuiggan front row through the Geico restart zone. 11 gets a good jump. It'll be side by side for second. 25 laps to go.
Zach Allman already 3 wide trying to gain.
Oh, there goes McQuiggan!
He somehow kept it straight, but he's so slow right now.
Here's Drew. He's the first man through on tires. Zach Amon. We got multiple cars around. Yellow is out. Shorts involved. Randy Arms involved. Oh, man. Kevin Boley.
McQuiggan lost it all on his own, too.
This is all down the back straightaway. Mile. What in the world happened?
There was so much going on.
So yeah, this is Randy down to 19th. He's getting bottled up. And there's nowhere to go. Justin Johnson up into Devin Galvin. I think that's technically what starts it. I think. We'll just... well, let's look at McQuiggan first. He goes into turn number 1. And he, goodbye, loses it all, and nobody touches him, so that bottles up the field. Justin Johnson takes it 3 wide. And then here's where everything gets topsy-turvy. So now we're all bottled up, old, new tires. Middle 3 wide, Talmadge trying to make it through. He'll slide up into Galvin, hits him there. He comes back down. Randy gets into the 95, and actually that's what's going to get him around. He comes up into the 95 as well. You can just see it there. And he'll get hooked here into the outside wall. Actually, he'll save it, come back down now into the outside wall. Schwartz trying to miss it. He's up into the fence. I mean, look how hard he has to crank this. Just a sharp left, and then around we go. I think everybody else somehow manages to miss it. 88 way up the hill from Amon, but my goodness. You are kidding me. That was a lot. But now, it's still Talmadge somehow managed to get through all of that. He's the first car on new tires in 6th. The laps are clicking away here. Randy wants to look at his own demise again. But I mean, take your pick here. Where are you going? It shouldn't have that much damage, but I mean that's definitely gonna hurt. Those good years. This should be a decent look at it. Failovich somehow makes it through. Let's take a look at it like this. And maybe the 95 comes down a little bit. I don't know. But how about Dylan Failovich right here? Let's look at this. I know he gets shoved up late, but the initial reaction was excellent.
Still can't believe we don't wreck the ILF car.
Don't wreck the sponsor car, guys. We're coming back to green. That was a lot going on there.
There's going to be a lot more on this restart.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What do we got now? 19 to go. They keep clicking the laps away.
They're already checking up the outside.
There's just a
91.
Tenold was at a dead stop, I think. Holy cow. Magnus Anderson's got a shot at this thing. On the outside. Kyle Ritchie. Bowers gets a good jump here again. What does Talmadge do? He'll be the first car to watch on the new tires. Devin Galvin is off the racetrack. So I think he might have gotten run over. 3 wide for third. And hang on to your hats, folks. There goes Justin Johnson off the bumper of his teammate.
Oh, and they're wrecking. There's so much.
Yellow is out.
I just see Pender going and getting pushed off his nose down the
Schwartz
back
involved again. What in the world? Oh, and Miller gets into the 29. There's K. What in the world? So hang on, let's see what happened here with, that is, no, McQuiggan we want to look at first. I think McQuiggan comes up, though, actually. He'll come way up. But then 29, or the 19 comes down and gets him. They meet in the middle. And there you have it. Here, we could look at it like this. This will probably be a better angle. Got to get all the angles here. They're already wrecking. Justin Johnson gets turned by his teammate. This is absolute cinema. And at the last moment, the 19 comes down just a little bit, but the 29 comes up, so that's a racing deal, in my opinion. Schwartz in an instant bystander. What in the world happens to Justin Johnson? He gets spun off the bumper of his teammate. Oh, and there's contact made there. And that's, yeah, his teammate. Oh, yeah. He said, I gotta go, buddy. And then what the heck happened to Chris Pinder? Got no rear spoiler. He's battling away with Cade McClenny. He is clear. Not clear. Ooh. And around he goes.
Yeah, I was watching Justin L. Johnson from Blimp, and then all of a sudden I just see Pinder come sliding on the wall and like in the background.
So Brandon Bowers is loving this though, because this is just counting down the laps for him. In Talmadge, he did all of that to gain 1 spot. So I mean, he still got to get around 4 cars. This is nuts. Magnus Anderson's looking for his first win ever in the ARS. Kyle Ritchie wants the one. So does Talmadge. Where he should be at 22 cars on the lead lap. We gain 1, then we lose 1 in the case of Schwartz.
You saying Magnus trying to get his first win ever in the ARS? I think he won the truck
series.
Series
in the Premier Series. He dominated the truck series last season. I'll give him that. What?
No. No.
Richmond best race of the season confirmed. Lock it in.
Is it best or most exciting?
I don't know. We got most exciting, I think. We'll see what kind of finish it delivers. Daytona has the best finish. Oh my goodness, it is all kicked off. 22 cars on the lead lap. Tony Scarbo, first car 1 lap down. Travis DeLeon, also 1 lap down with Dolly and Schwartz. Casey Brown 2 down with Pinder. Kevin Boley 3 down. French 4, and Tenold many laps down. Lights are off on the pace car. It'll be 13 laps to go here in the Octane Race Products 160. Bowers looking for his first win of the season. He's got 2 top 10s in 3 races. Magnus Anderson looking for his first top 10 of the season. Levin gets another good restart. Can they all make it through? They're bottled up. Drew trying to find a way through. Talmadge trying to find a way through.
Richie going 3 wide there.
Magnus going to slide up. 4 wide at Richmond. Talmadge is through. That helps the 91. He's gonna only get past 2 cars.
Failvich sent it in so deep back there.
He's way up the racetrack. Got a great run off the corner, though, side by side with Hunter Rupp. Randy Arm just going around.
Drew's sideways entering one. He's super hard on the
Way
race.
up the racetrack. We stay green. Not sure what happened to
3.
Randy. Ryan Tiller way up the racetrack. Thomas Green swerving. Talmadge all over the back bumper of Fillers. He's got the oldest tires on this strategy. Still 3 wide further back.
I think we're going to see some team games here. Didn't even think about this. Fillers, Jughead Motorsports.
Definitely.
Putting on the block for Brandon Bowers. He's only got to do it for 10 more laps.
Yeah, he is running out of time on the fresh tires. You got to think he might try and move Fillers. He's definitely slower. He's up into the wall on the front stretch, but Talmadge isn't closing in. They're all beating and banging further back. 3 wide again.
Ours is just opening up a lead right now. I think Talmadge doesn't know it yet.
7/10 of a second. He really has to do it almost next lap. And he's there now. He's going to have to make a bold move to the inside. Fillers is not going to give this up, though. That's his teammate in the lead.
Yeah, Fillers fighting around hard on the outside, pinching that 91 machine down.
They just going to get loose sideways into the inside wall. Heavy damage to the 91, and it's all over. Comfortable Jughead 1-2 now, but here comes
13 machine almost sideways in front of the field.
Sartaj Man now on the fresh tires. He's got 1.5 seconds with 8 laps to go. It's comfortable for Brandon Bowers.
I don't think it is. I think that caution's still looming over us large.
Here comes Magnus. Slide job on the 54. 54 says no thank you. They've all gone crazy. Crossover move from the 7, not able to get back. Nick Miller back up into the top 10 somehow. Loose on the 88. Joshua McQuiggan a little loose. Coming to 7 laps to go. Now
the
6.
05 machine with contact with the 21.
Cade McClenny's in 12th somehow. What in the world? Sartaj Man not able to make any progress. Stuck at 1.4 seconds. He's closing in on Fillers, but Fillers has much older tires. Talmadge back to 19th. Your pole sitter. Oh, he's sliding across the racetrack.
He's going to lock it down.
And we stay green.
Wow. Ooh, Zach Almond loose there. He's now hemorrhaging spots.
Almost 3 wide. There goes Hunter Rupp loose. Still loose. And around he goes. He spins down to the inside. We stay green.
We've had so many single car incidents.
Coming to 3 laps to go. And look at this midfield. It's not even midfield. This is top 10. They're somehow hanging on to it. McQuiggan into the... That's Alex Shearer. There goes McQuiggan. He gets tagged from the 76. You're just hoping they all hang on to it. If you're Brandon Bowers, you probably should have won last week at Kansas. A late caution ruined that. You just have to make it around one more time. Do whatever you have to. You're 20 seconds away now. Just finish the lap. They're all single file for the most part. Into 3 and 4.
Can the race make it to official?
Off of turn number 4. Race is official. White flag in the air. He's gonna do it.
This is all Brandon Bowers, but where's everyone else gonna finish? I think top 3 are pretty secure.
He didn't even need the extra set of tires. He just fell into his lap through some absolute chaos in the last 40 laps. Off of turn number 4, Brandon Bowers to victory lane for the first time here in the Octane Race Products 160. They all cross the line. Cade McClenny rounds out your top 10. Slideways across the line. My goodness. Nick Miller, last car on the lead lap.
What a race.
Richmond. And it's a Jughead 1-2. It's been well overdue for the Jughead boys. 10 and 11. Everyone trying to get into pit road, and they're going to celebrate together. Well deserved. And they're going to burn it down. That's a fan favorite win right there. My goodness. I'm happy to see that. You don't think he's happy? He's absolutely burning it down. I cannot wait to hear this interview.
If they're doing the Jughead thing where they're never in voice.
You go ahead and ping him for me. I know he's here somewhere. But that was a heck of a burnout, heck of a win, heck of a race. We got a lot to talk about. There they are. All right. Let's go ahead and do this real quick. Hang on. Don't pull them up just yet. We need to do this. I want to get his shining moment paused as he comes across the line. There it is.
Just let me know when.
All right, and that'll be good enough, I think. Be decent enough shot right there. Go ahead and bring him up here. And here with your race winner tonight, Brandon Bowers. Nickname was changed over the offseason to Disconnect for how many races last season that you were in contention to win for? Internet, computer issues. Last week probably could have won, late race caution. It's just been a season and a half of unlucky, whatever, incidents, whatever you call it. But tonight, looked like you were off sequence early, and those last 40 laps, whatever, I don't know what you call it, chaos, luck, just knowing what was going to happen, and you finally break through. Could have had a late race caution multiple times. It was a single car. You stay out of all the mess, take the lead, and hold off some guys on newer tires. What a way to get back to victory lane.
I couldn't have said it better myself, and by God, we hit the jackpot. All I gotta say, shout out to Jimmy Fillers, holding it down, P2, Jughead 1-2. It was hard fought, by the way, and I don't know. The drought's over, man. That's all I gotta say.
Absolutely. Couldn't be happy for you. It's a fan favorite win. It was a heck of a burnout, and man, you deserved it. We knew what you were trying to do, trying to save an extra set late, and the caution just weren't falling at the middle part of that race. But then with about 40 laps to go, we got a bunch of them there. You come down for tires, you're all back in the mix, and then all the leaders just kind of start falling away one by one, and you're there to pick up the pieces and had a late charge for some guys, and they took themselves out of contention, and then it was just bring home the Jughead 1-2.
Yeah, I couldn't believe the leaders pit. Like if they would have stayed out, I don't think I would have won. I just didn't quite have the pace to pass them like that under green, but I don't know. Towards the end though, I started to pick up pretty good pace, but I don't know. I'm glad it turned out like it did though.
Absolutely. It looked pretty hard to pass out there tonight. Is that the case from your experience as well?
Yeah, it was like extremely hard to pass. Like if you weren't like a tenth faster than the guy, you weren't gonna pass him. Like for example, like early in the race, like I stayed out on like 40 lap old tires. I mean, I got ran over, but like I should have been dead last like 2 laps into the run,
Right.
But it took like 20 laps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're hanging on good there, and that's probably what ended up helping you. You didn't get too far behind and kind of, fell down to mid-pack at worst, but definitely there at the end when it mattered.
Yeah, I got lucky for sure.
Yeah, but if anyone deserves luck after the last season and a half, it is you, sir. But hopefully this is a sign of things to come back into the win column, and couldn't be happier for you.
I hope so, man. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll let you get any shout-outs in that you got.
I got Mason Parker, crew chief, team owner, basically, manager too. Then Jimmy Fillers, of course, Jughead 1-2.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, and we'll see you next week.
All right, let's see you, man.
Yep. And let's go ahead and get the second half of the Jughead duo. James Jimmy Fillers bringing home the Jughead 1-2. It's been a minute since we talked to you as well. Been running pretty consistent though. Haven't had some of the wretched luck that your teammate has had. Just been running kind of in the top 10 most of the time, and just kind of minding your own business. Had some good battles, but a heck of a race from your point of view as well. You were kind of all over the place, up and back, and just so much to keep track of. But pick up your second top 10 of the night, or the season tonight, and talk me through those last handful of restarts. What were you seeing out there?
Oh man, I was on like, I don't know, 10, 15 lap old tires. And I was like, well, we ain't going to win it doing what they did. So I pitted there, and then everybody one by one just started taking themselves out. A couple cars spun, a couple more cars spun. And then when I thought there couldn't be any more spinning, there was some more spinning. And then somehow I found myself at second, and somehow I found the speed to maintain there. You know, there's been rumors going around that the Jughead boys are washed, but I think we silenced that tonight here. I mean, I think we both had winning speed at Kansas, but you know, my kryptonite's pit road and Brandon's kryptonite is bad luck. So we showed up here at Richmond. Felt like I had probably a back half of the top 5 car, but came out with second place, and we got that Jughead one too.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're looking to play the team game there late, potentially when Talmadge was closing up in on you, but he kind of took himself out, didn't even need to. But what was the mindset there? Just try and be hard to pass?
Well, I wasn't really even thinking that he was going to get the Brandon. I was just trying to hold on to the second place finish. So you know, I race hard inside 10 to go like that, and I think he just got a little bit loose under me. I don't even think we hit. Maybe we did. I don't know, but I wasn't even really thinking about Brandon. He can handle himself. He's fast enough where them boys wouldn't have caught him anyway. So I was just thinking, well, we're going to fight for second here, and we fought for second, and it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, but definitely a big way back, 1-2, definitely the positive momentum, and hopefully you guys get, you know, the consistent results that we're come to expect from you guys, but definitely a great step forward tonight for you guys.
Yes, sir. We went from a lap down to second place, so we couldn't get no better, and we had a Jughead car win. You know, so it was all good, and we're all happy, and we're going to move on, and we're going to win some more.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again on a strong result. I'll let you get any shout-outs in if you got them.
Shout out to my boy Brandon for winning, and shout out to Mason Parker, the head of this operation. Man, he gives us them fast cars every week, and we wouldn't be able to push that pedal down without him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations again, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
I think we got the top 5 all here, but we got, Sartaj Man is next up here in the 27 machine. Another strong race from you. Started inside the top 10, was there all night. What did you just see over those last handful of restarts? You pick up your 4th top 5 in the 4th race. Haven't found a way through yet to victory circle, but it's sure to be there. But what did you see out there tonight, first off?
Unfortunately, I got into my teammate there, so to even get in that spot. So that's really unfortunate. I didn't mean to get into him, but by the time I got into him the first time, he slowed down too much, and I couldn't really just slam the brakes. So I apologize for getting into him. But after that, the run before that though. I think the first run. Well, not the long one, that one.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't save my tires at all. I don't know if y'all saw, but I fell off a cliff. I think went back all the way down to probably 10th, just because of how bad my tire wear was. Couldn't save anything this week.
Yeah, definitely. But it kind of worked out back in your favor with those last 40 laps. And it just bottled up on those restarts, and you're just really kind of crossing your fingers and hoping to survive at that point. It was 3-4 wide, different tire strategies kind of taking over, and you're just kind of hoping to get out with a good result at that point.
Yeah, that's just what it ends up becoming in these late race restarts at these short tracks. It's just mayhem and chaos, and I guess who can really get out in front of everybody else.
Yeah, but
that's what happened.
Yeah, you were, I guess, you would be the second car through after Talmadge, and then he kind of spun chasing after the leaders, and then you kind of just saw it through at that point, rounded out the podium. Not enough time to shake down the leaders, but maybe another 20 or so laps. You had the freshest tires, but just kind of ran out of time. But put yourself in position through all that at the end of it.
Yeah, I don't even think I would have caught Brandon. Brandon was just way faster than me. I don't know. He was pulling me at the end too. I think I just cooked my tires in that short run too. It was bad.
Yeah, but you really cannot complain with 4 top 5s in 4 races. Definitely a championship contender, and with those kind of stats, you just kind of imagine it's a matter of time before you put it all together and get into victory lane.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get into victory lane soon enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations again on a solid result. We'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
Yeah, I'd just like to, I guess, shout out my teammates. I am sorry to Justin. I mean, I wrecked him, but I didn't mean to, okay? Like, he might think it's on purpose because the previous incident, it's not. Like, I just ended up getting into him. That's just what happened.
It's all right. I'd wreck hard any day of the week, so I get it. That's fine. You can be honest in the broadcast booth, but it's one of those short track deals. I mean, it was a lot going on tonight, and imagine a lot of guys are going to have stuff to talk about, but yeah, it was exciting, and we'll be back next week. We head to Vegas, so in 2 weeks, so going to be a good one. Do we do the top 5? How do we approach this tonight?
I mean, that's up to you.
I don't know.
You're the interview man.
Well, let's talk to Drew. He had some stuff there.
Drew
Jawah finished 4th in the 4-car, the dominant car the first half of the race. Midway through the race, though, right at that midway point, Jared Talmadge kind of got shot out of a cannon. What changed on the car there that led to that?
Are we talking about like during the long run?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of pushed really hard. I assume we were going to have a lot of cautions just because of how the car felt, and kind of pushed hard and ended up burned off kind of both the right sides. Both him and Nick caught me from pretty far back, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to pit. Had a good pit entry and pit off, and then we caught like with Randy Arms, Brandon Bowers, and like 15 lap cars, and it was just chaos. We ended up getting through, and I realized that I thought Nick stretched a little longer, but he didn't. He only did 2 laps after me, and he was right behind me. And we got that yellow. I got tied into one of the corners. He went around me, and then the next restart, he drove away, then got loose off turn 4. I avoided him, but got clobbered from behind. I had like a minute 25 of damage, and after that, the car was never the same. Got through all the chaos. Just tried to drive pretty hard, trying to get back up to Brandon, Jay Fillers, and Sartaj, but just didn't have the car anymore. Just really unfortunate. Definitely felt like the fastest car all race, but unfortunate we'll finish B4. Just got through all the drama, even though got absolutely clobbered, but it is what it is.
Yeah, so do you think with that minute 25, you think if you would have been able to avoid that wreck entirely, that you would have been kind of in the catbird seat there?
Yeah, I mean, Nick was pretty fast. So was Brandon. But that damage really, really hurt me. I got clobbered right in the left rear, and I just really couldn't put down the power like I was earlier in the race. I think I repaired like 12 of it while looking at the replay, and after that I just came back out. But it is what it is. Yeah, just unfortunate.
Yeah, definitely. But you missed the last 2 weeks, but the 2 races that you were here you secured 2 top 5s. So definitely you have the speed this season. It looks like very consistent in that regard. So that's something to take away from the 2 races, though, definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely something to take away. I mean, I've always pretty much run up front in ARS. So, yeah, I mean, not much more I could do there. I tried to avoid it. Didn't really go the way I wanted to. I know we have an off week and then we go to Vegas. So, yeah, like I said, just kind of unfortunate. I wish we didn't get the damage that we got, but it's better to finish P4 to then finish where other people who got wrecked finished. So we'll take it, and we'll move to Las Vegas. So.
Yeah, definitely. But congratulations again on a solid effort, and we'll see you in 2 weeks at Vegas.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And rounding out your top 5 is Magnus Anderson. Used a little bit of tire strategy to get up there. He was right inside the top 15 all day. Kind of got off sequence, though, with Bowers on that tire strategy, but able to have it come back to him late in the game. What were you seeing out there, and what was the objective on those late race restarts?
Just survive. I knew a lot of the people behind me were itching to use the bumper, and we're using the bumper all race. So I was just, worried about surviving. I didn't think we really had the fastest car. I think we had maybe a 10th or ninth place car overall, but track position is just so important here in the long run. Just being able to kind of stay in your spot is a huge deal. And for me, it was like, okay, I'm not going to win this race off of speed, so how do I win this race? And it was, hey, I'm going to stay out as long as I possibly can, pit, and then I got lucky with that caution at the end of that long run. Almost fell like right where I wanted it to, which was crazy. And then after that, it was just fight as hard as I can to get a top 5.
Yeah, definitely. We saw in that early run where you were kind of staying out and kind of got cycled back that while you did get cycled back, it was kind of slower than what we would have expected, and you kind of got pushed out of the way a couple times, and that was really kind of the killer. So despite those 15-lap order tires, a lot of guys weren't able to pass you on pure speed, and just keeping a consistent line was able to keep you inside that top 5.
Yeah, that and just battling hard. Drew got to the inside of me, and I think that I was 3 wide. I don't know how many restarts into one, and it was just like power off as hard as I can and hope to God that I can get clear or at least not be 3 wide into 3. So that was kind of the goal, and worked out well, and God knows I need the points, so...
Yeah, definitely. Picked up the first top 5 of the season, and we know you had speed last season in the playoffs, so definitely a step in the right direction. Had a couple of tough first races, but definitely a big step forward momentum-wise for you tonight.
Yeah, Las Vegas will be a good track for me. I think last year that was the last race of the season. Some dubious things happened, but we were fast there. I was fighting for the lead with Drew Jawah towards the end there, so I feel confident in that race, and I got to get a win this year, or at least continue to finish up front, so I'm gonna have to claw and nail, try to get top 5s every week.
Yeah, definitely, but always good to pick up the first one. Strategy call was solid tonight, and we'll see you in Vegas in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Yep. Here with the Yenner Autosport guys, Brandon French, Jacob Blakely, you guys were kind of caught up in all that midfield chaos down the last 40 laps. What did you guys see out there?
Seen chaos.
Definitely. Blakely was running up front. He kind of was involved in a couple things down the stretch. He probably had a top 10 here tonight, but he had some solid speed.
I don't know if Jacob's in here.
I don't believe he is. So, you get to speak for everybody. French, saw you lose a couple of times, and it looked like those cars were really a handful out there tonight.
Yeah, they were. I mean, I had a couple blunders. I think I pitted too early. Got gas. Tried to run my tires as far as I could, but was hoping to pick up that other lap. I just never could, and just ended up getting down 2 laps. Never could recover. There was a big difference once you got fresh tires on, though.
Yeah, definitely. We had lap cars trying to get their laps back. It was just a lot of the emphasis was on the tires tonight. Only 3 sets for everybody, so a lot of guys had to kind of make it work.
Absolutely.
Joshua McQuiggan just joined us here. He's a Yenner Autosport guy. Best result for the team tonight in 12th. You were just all over the map tonight. What's the takeaway from tonight?
I don't know. My internet's been whack at the start of races, so I got back there and I just had to sit back there. So I don't know. It was rough.
You got turned inside of 20 to go, fought your way back up, and then just chaos. Old tires, new tires, and just everything kind of going on. You somehow salvaged 12th place. So all in all, not the worst result, but definitely was he probably had more speed than 12th tonight, I'd say.
Yeah, probably. I felt really fast. I did a lot of practice, but just gonna have to move on to 2 weeks from now, I believe, and have a good run there because there's a road course after that.
And definitely. But yeah, we'll be back in Vegas in 2 weeks, and hopefully we can somewhat calm down a little bit because that was crazy stuff there at the end. But it was good stuff. It was just nuts, but it was entertaining for the broadcast. So we'll take it and we'll move on to Vegas.
Broke.
Here with the YJ Media guys. That was just a lot going on, wasn't it, tonight, fellas?
It was a lot of something. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Samuel Demien in the 21 led you guys home tonight with a 9th place finish. He was really all of you were up and back, sideways, and it just all over the place. What was the takeaway from the last 40 laps? Really, is where it all kind of went nuts.
You just had to survive. It
Yeah.
was not spinning the car, and a little bit of luck, and not getting hit, and making it through alive at the end there.
Yeah, 3 sets of tires tonight for everybody, and it almost seemed that everyone had a different idea of how to attack it with the last 40 laps. We had guys old tires, new tires, and just everyone in the middle somewhere. What was the strategy tonight with those cautions?
Fine grip.
No?
Yeah, it was trying to, we were talking about keeping up with. You basically want to pit when everybody else pits, because if you're off cycle, then everybody's passing you.
Right.
And then if you're on new tires and everybody's on old ones, then you're trying to go through the field and it's impossible to pass. So you just had to go with the flow of everybody else.
Yeah. But just an absolutely insane last 40 laps. I don't think you guys were directly involved in causing it. You might have been caught up in it, but definitely made us proud tonight. You did a good job of navigating all that.
I definitely want to go on the record and say I wasn't with that 0x. 0 and an X on that.
That's incredible. So,
yeah. Was around a lot. Multiple spins in front of me. Everybody locking up the tires. That was the thing. I did it too. So when I say everybody, I do mean everybody.
Yeah.
Just hard racing. I say it a lot. I feel like we say it a lot. No give, I'll take. Definitely was the summary of the last 40. Great racing. I don't know when the stretch of green flag run was, but great racing in between there. A lot of give and take on older tires and brand new tires. So love to see that. I do love to see all the green flag runs we've been getting. So that's awesome.
Yeah, we had one solid one in the middle, and then we were gonna have a solid race to the finish, and then. Yeah, just towards the end, all bets were off. Short track, old, new tires, restarts. I mean, really, it was just everyone knew what the ball game was, and it still happened. It's kind of inevitable at that point.
But I mean, as an admin of the series, like it's hard to justify like why are we having cautions? It's a short track. These tires are slick. These cars are not wanting to go around there. Everybody's wanting to put full throttle to get off the turns. So, it's just it was hard racing. Everybody was trying to take as much as they could, but the cars were only giving so much too. So it's not just the drivers only giving so much; it was the cars too.
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty loose out there tonight. We had a lot of guys getting really loose out of turn number 2, and then even on the front stretch, that's what happened to Nick Miller, where he kind of threw the race away. Down midway through the front stretch, he got loose, and these cars just didn't like getting the power down if it was even slightly off the preferred line.
Absolutely not. No, I'll let the other guys speak here, but when I just babied the throttle coming off the turns while I was losing time right away to people, if we get any sort of run, I'd catch them back because they were lighting up their right rear. But I was just trying not to spin the back tire coming off the turns.
Yeah. So. We're kind of just big toeing the gas pedal.
Yeah, fair enough.
And trying not to get on it too hard.
Definitely. But we're off next week. We'll be back at Vegas, and hopefully luck smiles on us again, and keep the cost low, the repair cost low, and we'll see how it goes.
We'll try. I'll let Art know that I'm gonna go ahead and barbecue next week. So
there you
we
go.
Got pork steaks and hamburgers next
this
week.
first week of college football, nobody talked to me. I'll be occupied.
What Monday, not weekend. Monday.
Right, the whole weekend, just don't talk to me. I will not be available. I won't respond. But yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow night, though. We got the LSR playoffs tomorrow night, so we got to get through that first. But we go to Talladega tomorrow night, so that'll be something.
Wild card.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it, fellas.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Yep.
See you.
Here with the CMS boys, and kind of a similar story. Just a lot going on there at the end. What in the world happened? What didn't happen?
Things happened.
Yeah, what didn't happen is probably the easier question.
I didn't get a lap.
Didn't get wrecked.
I drove my car into a wall.
Yeah, we saw that. We did see that.
There was oil on the track. I'm a firm believer.
The cars just looked incredibly hard to drive tonight. Everyone said the same thing, so I imagine it'd be the same with you guys.
Yeah, like, and you see guys spinning out who are supposed to be so great. Like, must have been hard to drive. Devastating. Devastating.
And it was kind of at the end. I think, Pinder, you said you didn't get your lap back. There was a lot of guys that kind of just were caught up in a lot, and they kept going a lap down, and then you would kind of just not get the lap back. Is we gain one, lose one. It was kind of just it did not progress further down the field in like 22nd.
Nope. It was tough.
Yeah.
I took a late pit, and right after I got out of the pits, there was no chance to even really put down any laps because the caution came out.
Yeah, well, let's see here, because let's see, we had 22, then Scarbo, Jonathan Dolly, yourself, Schwartz, Casey Brown, Pinder was 2 down. So yeah, we had from 24th to 28th, 1 or 2 laps down, all going for it.
Yeah, then every time the cautions would come out, it was like a crapshoot.
Right.
Could be worse.
It could be.
I mean, it went well until it didn't.
Right.
Where did Randy finish? I didn't look.
He limped to an 18th place finish after spinning twice in the final 10 laps.
That's rough.
We did not pick him to win, though. We know better than that. That's Corbin Simmons with a personal vendetta that did that. So I hate to see it.
Could be worse.
That's the charity car too. So that's awkward.
Yeah, no doubt.
Really,
he was running his trading paints. Everybody's been freaking out about trading paints.
I loaded it. I mean, you know what? I got 2-factor authentication on everything. Be like, hey, did you approve this purchase? Nope. I just whatever. Right. It looks better to have it on, so I said, what the heck? Change the password. It was a unique password, so whatever. We'll just roll with it until something comes up.
Yeah, it's like there's not a payment or nothing on there, so
yeah.
I mean, they can obviously everybody's like, well, they can send you an update. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. If they're so desperate, they can buy my iRacing content for me that I was going to get anyways. So.
Facts. I got a couple credits on there. They can have those.
Yeah. But what was for dinner tonight?
I haven't ate.
It's 10:30. All right, nope. That's fine. Right.
Late.
Fair enough.
And steamed blue crabs.
Ooh.
Steak and potatoes.
Steak and potatoes. Yeah. Had hamburgers. Prime rib. It was. Mother-in-law made it.
Right?
It was a great burger.
That's great.
You like your mother-in-law?
She's a wonderful woman.
You just saying that?
No, actually a lovely woman. Like, wow. Could not ask for better in-laws. Like, very lucky.
Wow. Very lucky.
Yes, because So.
Cool. Art, what was for dinner?
I woke up literally as the stream went live. I've been snacking on Girl Scout Little Samoans during the stream because I'm very hungry.
My goodness, what a day. So. We'll be broadcasting tomorrow night's Talladega race as a hurricane comes on shore, so that'll be fun. We'll see how that goes.
Good luck.
Yeah, if it gets to the Great Lakes, we got bigger worries.
I think you guys will be all right.
That should be fine.
Yeah, but I'll let you know how it goes. If we're not there, you know why. It's pretty obvious. So.
Happened to me last week.
Sounds like an easy way to get a broadcasting.
Yeah, natural disaster. Yeah. Nah, it's Talladega tomorrow night. We will be there. I promise.
13:40.
It's just like when Daniel couldn't get on because all the internet was down.
And I think, what was that? That was the really bad one that was...
that was Hurricane Ian.
Yeah, that one didn't mess around. Jeez. What's it with the eye hurricanes coming from Florida? That's messed up.
Oh, I don't know.
They're not doing a good enough job, to be honest.
Oh. I don't even... It's always the ones that are like the most severe that you really don't know how to say. It's like Idalia or something. I don't know.
You probably
it's like Vidalia without the V.
Yeah. I think it's going through Vidalia too, so they're somewhat irony in there. But
great onions.
Right?
Favorite type of onions.
Yeah. Solid onions.
Strong onions.
Definitely. Alrighty. Well, we will see you guys tomorrow night. We got to go keep Jarrett Talmadge occupied. He's been way down at the bottom waiting for us, so.
Good night.
Alrighty, fellas. See you tomorrow.
See you later.
Last but certainly not least, Jarrett Talmadge representing Planet Sim Esports. He's got 2 poles on the season. and was definitely in contention for the win and had just got loose off of turn number 2 like we've seen so many times tonight. What happened?
Well, got loose, can't save it. That's about it. Yeah, it's tough. I felt like we had the race won about twice there. Got the long run, drove past everybody, took the lead, stayed out longer, had fresher tires, catching them back, immediately got a yellow. And then on that restart, got up to third, still had the fresh tires, could just went green, probably got the lead, and then we just got all those yellows, and it just led to mixed up tires, and I got loose and tried keeping it off of James, and yeah, I guess if you don't turn right immediately, there's just no saving it.
Yeah, turn 2 looked like Calamity Corner out there tonight. It was just, the back end just stepped out on guys. It was whether Nick Miller did it on the front stretch. We had guys that were back in 30th doing it. I mean, it was all over tonight, front, back, and mid. It was really just like kind of the car just not playing nice tonight.
Yeah, I mean, when Nick did that and he got Drew, I had nowhere to go. It just happened so fast. And then after that, it just on throttle was so tricky. After that, I had like 38 seconds of damage, and I chose not to fix it because I didn't want to lose track position. But
right.
That's really tough because I felt like we had the best car. I mean, that's the second time I've gotten pole and haven't gotten a good finish because of either getting damaged or just strategy not working out. And man, that one actually really hurts. But
yeah, I think,
move on. I don't know where we go next week.
We are off next week for Labor Day, but in 2 weeks we go back to Vegas.
Oh boy, Vegas is an interesting track.
Yeah, definitely. Because you had pole at Phoenix, didn't really have the long run speed there, but tonight you had the pole and the long run speed, so as long as you can keep putting it all together at the end, it's only a matter of time before you break through the victory lane, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I've been so close so many times, and I thought tonight was it. Just didn't fall our way, and that happens sometimes. But we'll move on to Vegas. Hopefully there's no shenanigans like last season, and we can have another good, clean race.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to it. Enjoy the Labor Day holiday, and we'll see you back here in 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, Art, your final thoughts on tonight's race?
Honestly, one of the most exciting races of the season. I would believe one of our best calls outside of the no overlay masterclass that we put on a couple weeks ago.
Definitely. But here are your final race results from a topsy-turvy Octane Race Products 160. Absolutely just one of the all-time races in the Affinity Racing Series young, existence. We all had all the way back down to Nick Miller, last car on the lead lap. Tony Scarbo, first car, 1 lap down, all the way down to Michael McElroy, who did 2 laps here this evening. We'll be back here tomorrow night, Talladega, 8:30 Eastern for the LSRL playoffs, and then this Friday we are off from Rod Kart due to Labor Day, and then off next Monday, and then back in action next Tuesday as LSRL enters the round of 6. But looking forward to that. But y'all have a fantastic evening, and we'll see you back here tomorrow night. Y'all take care.